Good morning. It is the beginning of March, and I just wanted to reach out to you and talk to you about a few things. But before I talk about some of the administrative issues that I think you need to be attentive to, let me just share with you that this is March, and every month seems to have something special about it. This in March, well, it's something that a lot of Christians don't necessarily celebrate or celebrate in the right way, I believe, and that is St. Patrick's Day. March 17th marks St. Patrick's Day. And if you come from a Catholic background, you may have heard more about St. Patrick than if you came from a non-Catholic background. Well, I just want you to think a little bit with me about St. Patrick. He was born in probably the late 5th century, and then in the late 4th century, and then in the early 5th century, he was kidnapped and abducted, taken from his homeland, which is not Ireland. Actually, he was born in England, and he was taken across the sea to Ireland, and there he was put into slavery as a shepherd. And this was a very, very difficult time for Patrick. 16 years old. Some of you are that age, or very close to it. And he's taken away from his family. When he's there, though, he doesn't become bitter. He becomes better, and he realizes that he has violated God's holy laws, and that he's getting pretty much what he deserves while he is there in the land of his captivity. And so he reaches out to God day and night in prayer, and he becomes a faithful and humble servant of God, and he wants to love God. Even in the midst of all of the hardship and the torment that he went through as a shepherd who just got fed every now and then, he had to live up in the mountains with the sheep and take care of them and keep them from wild animals. And just think about the difficulty in his life between 16 and 18 years of age. Well, it was about 2 years later that Patrick was able to escape, and he got back to England. And when he got to England, he returned to his family. He had a very rich father and mother, and he had his life set for him if he wanted it. But guess what he did instead? He studied for the ministry, and eventually he went back to Ireland, to the people who enslaved him, in the love of Christ, in order to do what? In order to help them come to know the love of Christ. He became a missionary, an evangelist in a pagan world, and he made such a huge impact. And that cannot be denied historically, that St. Patrick became a great missionary to Ireland. And the Irish are the ones who celebrate St. Patrick's Day. And March 17th, you'll see a lot of people partying. And some people getting drunk and just not even really understanding who this man was. He was a man of repentance, a man of forgiveness, a man of missionary passion and evangelical love for the enemy. He went back to the people who enslaved him, who abused him, and he shared the gospel with them. That's such an amazing story to be thinking about during this March, and I want to encourage you to do that. Read up a little bit more about St. Patrick. He's a pretty amazing fellow. Well, some of the administrative things, there's actually only one point that I have noticed that I really want you to be attending to, and that is when you read the assignments and you get into your assessments and quizzes, be sure to carefully read how many words you're supposed to write. Some of them don't have any word count, but some of them do, and it's sad to see so many of you missing the required word count, because if you don't write enough words, you give me nothing to grade. I need to at least see the minimum word count. So please be more attentive to that, and so that you don't lose really easy points. It saddens me every time that I have to take away points for that. Okay, well, that's your message, and I hope you have a great March. Remember, St. Patrick's Day is a day to celebrate a lot of things, but it isn't the green beer, and not even the potatoes or the shamrocks or the good luck or the gold or the leprechauns or the rainbow or all the stuff that we do. It is the day to celebrate a man who loved God and who gave up his life, his well-being, his wealth in order to serve Jesus Christ and bring the gospel to the pagan nation of Ireland. God bless you.